Hi, today I'm going to make our gratin scalloped potatoes in the Ninja Foodi for our Christmas dinner. We need sliced potatoes, garlic cloves, onion, butter, salt, pepper. I stole a packet of cheese sauce from Kraft Dinner Box, some shredded cheese, coconut milk, and some flour. To start, I need to slice some potatoes, so I'm going to use my handy dandy gadget and sliced potatoes, and I'm going to put those in a bucket of water while I prep the rest of my potatoes. In the Ninja, I'm going to put about a half a cup of butter. I like a lot of garlic, so I crushed up 4 large cloves and I'm putting that in there. That would be to taste. I chopped up that entire onion and I'm going to put about half of that in the Ninja to start. Saute, and we're going to use medium and start. So we're going to melt the butter and get the onions translucent, and then I'll come back. Okay, so now we're going to add our first third of a cup of flour. And give it a stir. This is the basic approach to a roux. So I use this basic approach for making sauces and soups, creamy soups. All right, 1 more third of a cup of flour. And I prefer to use coconut milk as opposed to regular milk. I don't buy cow's milk. I keep boxes of coconut milk in my pantry for this very kind of purpose. And I think I might add just a little more flour to that. I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping to get a big pot of potatoes. So I've prepped my potatoes, and whatever I don't use, I air fry. That's what I did when I made I'm just putting a little bit of flour in at a time now. When I make my potatoes for scalloped potatoes or the Au Gratin potatoes, any leftovers of the sliced potatoes, I air fry and I turn them into potato chips, and they are delish. If you'd like to see a video on that, please comment in the comments below and I'd be glad to do just that. Okay, so you can see it's thickened up, and now it's ready for the coconut milk, and I'm going to add it gradually. We're still in medium saute for temperature. Look at that, it just works like a hot damn. And some more milk. I typically, if I was doing this if I was doing this on the stove, there's always that fear of scorching the milk, getting it too hot, but I don't seem to have that fear using the Ninja Foodi at all, like at all. I did do a video the other day on scalloped potatoes, and basically at this point the video is identical, except I used a little more flour. Hence, I might need a little bit more coconut milk, which is fine because then it means that I will have more sauce, more potatoes. This just works so well. I hope you're all having a very Merry Christmas. The fella that is in my home works nights, so he's sleeping, and this is my Christmas present to him. When he arises, he will have a ham dinner. I just put the ham in the oven. Too big for my Foodi. And some more milk. So every time it thickens up again after you add milk, then you can add your milk. If you were making a soup, like a cheese soup, I also make a cheese and broccoli soup with this basic starter, and it's delicious. And when I buy my broccoli for that, I make sure I get broccoli with lots of stock, because they make for great discs to put into the cheese and broccoli soup. I think I'm going to need more than 1 liter of milk today. Ronda on the fly. There's certain recipes that I do that I've been doing forever, and I don't have a recipe that I refer back to, because I make it by smell and by look, and so that's 1 liter of coconut milk at this point, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna want more coconut milk. We'll see how thick this gets. It's getting pretty close to what I want, actually. Oh my goodness. It's actually pretty good. Okay, I'm going to turn this off, and I'll be right back. I'm going to do a cheat. I didn't have any powdered cheese, so I'm using the cheese packet from a Kraft Dinner cheese. Give it a stir, get it all incorporated. I also want to add a fair bit of salt and pepper at this point. Salt and pepper to taste. I hope that if you have any other questions or recipes that I might have mentioned that I haven't done yet, that you might check in my videos to see if I've done it, or actually ask, do you want to see? Now I'm adding my cheese. This is a cheddar cheese and mozzarella mix that I'm adding. Oh boy, does that ever look good. I'm going to transfer this sauce into my 8-cup measure, because I want to cook the Au Gratin potatoes in my Ninja. So I have to remove the sauce to then layer the pot with my potatoes. Okay, so it is now all melted. And cheese to taste also, you know, if you want to add more cheese, then add more cheese. When I made my scalloped potatoes, I had about 6 cups of sauce the way I made it. We'll see how close I get today. I'm saying it's just a little less than 7 cups. I'm clean. Now I'm going to prep the pan or the pot with some butter. Not a lot, just a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to start lining the pot with potatoes. And then add some sauce. I've added a sprinkle of onion to the top of the cheese on the first layer. That would be to taste. When I made my scalloped potatoes, it was suggested that maybe I might want to add some onion to the sauce or the whole concoction of the dish. So we're going to try it. I'm always open to suggestions. I very rarely, when I'm not trying to do a video, I very rarely do a recipe identical 2 times in a row. Very rare. Because it just depends on what I have in the kitchen. If I have the same ingredients every time, then it's the same every time. But if I don't, well, then I improvise. I don't go running to the store. I just make do with what I have. So I have a plan. If I have extra potatoes, then I make chips with my air fryer. If I have soup, extra sauce, then I make a soup. Or I might put tuna in it and do some pasta and use that sauce to make a casserole of sorts. Use the last of the potato I have. A little bit of onion. So that was one whole, I would say fairly large onion. And the potatoes are all done. What I might do, I don't know yet, is add some, I still have some more cheese in the fridge, shredded cheese. I might turn around and put the shredded cheese on the casserole near the end of the bake to, oh, I snuck a taste. That is good. Oh, yeah. Turn it on. I'm going to go roast. And I want 350 degrees. And I'm going to do it for an hour. And start. Okay, time for taste test. Go ahead.
I'm trying the potatoes.
Oh, the crispy.
Delicious. I'm trying the Brussels sprouts and broccoli, cheese.
So those are called twisted Brussels sprouts.
They're very good. And of course the ham now. Delicious.
So did you want to try the potato that's not all crust on top?
We'll try that right now.
Watch that you don't burn yourself.
No, it won't. Delicious.
Does it taste different than the scalloped potatoes?
Yes, it does. It's got cheese flavor.
All right. So, there's 2 new tastes on your plate. Either one of them a do-over?
Yes, they're both a do-over.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.